Don't give your cat a clock.
Wow.
They just squeeze around off, can it?
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Hey, what's going on? My name is Brad, and with me as always is Jamie, and this is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast, episode number 46. Jamie, what's going on, my friend?
Oh.
I forgot to put tape over that.
Wow, that's weird. I don't know. I'm having a little deja vu today.
Spin it around, man. Just spin it around.
Spin it around?
Yeah.
All right. Let it face the
there you go.
Cat with a gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the particular cup I gave Jamie had a logo on it
that I don't like.
That he don't like, so had to turn that swish around.
It's those dang, what do they call those pirates down in Tampa?
Buccaneers?
It doesn't sound right, though, does it? Why couldn't they just call them pirates?
Buccaneers.
Sounds like
it's like a deer.
They hunted deer.
It's like a deer thing. There's a Buccaneers here. That's probably how they would say it, too.
Down Florida?
Central Florida.
Florida?
Right in the middle. Down in the swamp.
Is that south or central?
Tampa? Tampa's towards...
I thought Orlando was central.
It's towards the right. If you're looking down...
They're the left coast.
Well, Florida's just two panhandles. One's just fatter than the other.
No, one is called a peninsula.
No, there's two panhandles.
There's a peninsula and a panhandle.
Yeah, they're both panhandles. One goes left, one goes right.
Well, there's that little squiggly part that goes up into Georgia.
It's like a dangly thing.
Yeah, it's like a...
Florida's like the dangler.
It's where we send all our crazy people, isn't it?
Well, obviously. That's why we have Florida Man.
Uh-huh.
That's the weirdest thing. Like, have you ever actually Googled Florida Man?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the show one time, didn't we?
Yeah, and even Dale Jr. said, do your birthday. And
yeah, I did. Did you do yours?
Yeah, the guy's name that was whacking out was Jamie on my birthday. My wife said he looked similar to me, and then I looked at it and realized that was us at the Daytona 500.
Freezing?
Yeah, that was a 24.
That's going to be fun. Hey, so have you checked the weather? How are we looking? We got 10 days out.
We got a 10-day forecast yet?
I'm sure there's a 10-day forecast, so...
I hope it's not 21 degrees. That kind of blew.
Yeah, that was miserably cold. So we're hoping the 24 hours is going to be a little warmer this year.
I only got a 7-day, man.
7 day? Well, where are we at 7 days from now in Daytona? Is it warmer?
For some reason, give me Santa Clara, California, which really does not make any sense to me.
Were you looking up California weather for any particular reason?
I think it's from my last visit. That's how old this phone is.
Huh.
I didn't know. That was when this phone was new.
I didn't know if maybe you were preempting a announcement here on the show about our upcoming cannonball run, where the details have changed drastically now.
Not really. 24 hours difference, like the 24-hour Daytona.
Yeah, but while we're doing it, so
we can arrive at the correct time to see the start of the Clash.
Exactly. So now we're leaving.
Yeah, the Clash is only $65 a ticket.
Yeah, but this makes so much more sense. Like, the more I thought about it when you proposed it last night, the more sense it made. Like, the whole time we're planning to run the Cannonball Run, we're a NASCAR-based podcast, and we're going to run the Cannonball Run to get to LA the day after the Cup race. That makes no sense. I mean, it sounds like something we would do, but it makes more sense to leave 1 day earlier, arrive in LA the day of the Clash, go to the Clash. We've done the Cannonball Run and finished it up at the Clash. I mean,
so we're going to do,
cool.
Look, we're going to do Cannonball Run, see the Clash, record our next episode with no sleep for about 48 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be a shit show for sure.
Too many people from work listening to this. They're going to accuse us of all kinds of make-believe things when it's just we're tired. We didn't do anything illegal.
We're going to have to like straight up edit the podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be delusional.
It'll be, we're here at the Clash.
Woo!
It's over.
So we have Cypress Hill performing pre-race. And then I saw where... What's that guy, rapper dude?
Which one?
There's some rapper performing
Cool
mid-race
J?
now. LL Cool J.
I might as well go same age bracket, right?
No, this is a NASCAR thing, not a SMI thing. SMI would have like, I don't know,
Leonard Skinner rap,
something like that. Somebody cool in the gang.
Allman Brothers, smack around.
Allman Brothers.
Who's
No.
California from back in the 70s? Do you know?
I think like Led Zeppelin has that song "Going to California."
What about that dude that killed those people?
Jeffrey Dahmer,
No, even before him.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson ought to play there. Is he still alive?
Didn't he work for the CIA?
I think he worked for NASCAR.
I think he was involved with the CIA and whole acid
Testing
distribution.
LSD?
Yeah, where they were. Yeah, that's exactly it. So he was involved with that somehow.
Guess that experiment failed, huh?
This is a great idea. Let's try LSD on everybody and see what happens. Well, you saw Ozzy Osbourne once did LSD for a whole year straight to see how it would affect him mentally.
Yeah, now he's brain dead.
Actually, he wrote a book.
Sharon! Sharon!
He wrote a book like 10, 15 years ago called Dr. Oz. He had all these tests run on him and come to find out he was actually pretty darn healthy. Considering all the drugs and stupid things he's done over the years, like I said, he did acid for a year straight to see how it would affect him.
Without a government-backed study, huh?
Yeah, this is when he was on. This is when Motley Crue was on tour with Ozzy.
So he was paying for it out of pocket.
Yeah, this was his decision. It was.
He should have got like a professor at Stanford to do the study and left the government buy him the drugs for free. Yeah, just have some PhD dude running around behind him. A
Is
chemist.
Stanford a state school?
I think so.
Yeah, state schools used to be free. You know that?
They were very cheap when I went to a state school, but they weren't free.
Well, they were free at one point in time. Before you, they were
It was
free.
harder to get into. I wouldn't have gotten
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was much harder to get into.
I would have said,
Like, University of Georgia was free to go to, but now it costs money. So now you take out a federal loan to pay for a state school. Does that sound legal?
why don't we
Somewhere
make it
in
free
there, this
again?
sounds like the mafia.
Why don't we make it free again?
Yeah.
You know, we should do like Israel.
Go to
It's-
college and you're required to
Right,
serve in the
or
military.
serve in the military first. Well, we kind of have the GI Bill, I guess. Right?
Something. Yeah, but I don't. Israel, it's like a requirement, though. You have to serve in the military, and then you serve, what, 2 years, 4 years, whatever
why not
it is.
make it mandatory here?
I mean, I don't know, man.
That chick that played Wonder Woman
At this
was in the military in Israel.
At this point, I think that's probably the direction the country might have to go to get people to join the military. It's not what it was. I mean, when I was in high school, you remember like when we were in high school, the recruiting ads for the Army and the Navy SEAL.
Show up at
Dude,
our high school.
The Navy SEALs had this
Whatever.
video that they played at our high school where it's like they're swimming in a swamp. They pop up and they're just shooting all these people.
With the black face and all that stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, like it was massive, like Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I wonder
stuff.
how many idiots joined and realized the SEALs
not like
were
that.
an elite force.
Well, but you know, they had that video. Now that's not the recruiting campaigns they use. Now they can't offend anybody. And they don't want to show them killing.
So what do they have now? A dude popping up orange out of a big giant bag of Cheetos,
I can't remember, but
playing his PlayStation 5.
I saw
Hey
it.
kids, you want to be a Navy SEAL?
I got some drag queens on there.
I've learned how to balance a ball on my nose.
What's that disco band from the 70s or 60s?
In the Navy?
Yeah.
I don't YMCA people?
Yeah, those people.
What were they called?
In the Navy. That's all I know.
The
of it.
Village people, that's what they were called.
There's your recruiting. That's the 2023 recruiting video for our Navy.
Is that even politically correct?
What?
In the Navy.
Probably not. But we've known.
My dad was in the Navy. He hated that song.
We've been known not to be politically correct a time or two.
He said the song was a lie.
In the Navy?
Yeah.
Hey, Bulldogs, national champions. Back to
Did we
back.
say that last week? Oh, no. We recorded.
We recorded before the game.
Yeah.
That was an embarrassment.
For who?
Well, TCU. I don't know. I don't think TCU should be embarrassed. I think
the rumor is that the TCU disbanded their football team afterwards. It made them do water polo.
See, maybe
it was their water polo team.
TCU earned their way into that spot. So I don't think TCU has anything to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, they do. The outcome of the game.
Michigan should be embarrassed. Michigan lost to TCU. Michigan should be embarrassed because I didn't think Georgia was going to put that bad of a hurting on TCU. Basically, if Georgia wouldn't have made the one mistake they made the whole game,
there'd be no score.
It would have been 0. So I'm honestly glad they got 7 points because it was pretty bad. I mean, I had people texting me congratulations on the Dawgs winning at halftime.
Did you play?
No.
Oh.
But I got friends of other teams like Maddie, Tennessee fan. He texted me. I don't think he finished the game. I had a few Alabama fans or friends of mine. They texted me. I think they're getting a little salty, though. That's 2 years in a row.
Well, Saban said they should have been there. But didn't they lose 2 games?
Hey, how about Saban during halftime having to sit there and listen to David Pollock chalk up how much the Dawgs deserve to be there, and Alabama, it is what it is. Alabama lost and didn't make it. I mean, David Pollock, he's a former Georgia Glory dog. So I thought it was just funny watching Saban sit there and he couldn't say nothing bad. Like, what's he going to do? Get mad?
But he was sitting there roasting, man. Started shaking, I think.
It was funny.
Or is he an alcoholic?
I think he needs to retire, personally.
He's been in this game a long time.
One more time, not to the national. If he don't make it to the national championship next season, I think he'll be voted out of the state.
Look at the long dry period they had, though, with no championships before he was there.
He won't. I think he'll retire.
What does he make? $30 million a year there?
He has a clause in his contract that if any coach makes more than him, he automatically gets a raise to make more than them. So he'll always be the highest paid coach.
So it's all about the kids for him?
It is. He's only doing it for the kids.
All right.
The money doesn't matter.
As long as we know that he's committed to developing young boys into men.
Yeah. His quarterback driving around Tuscaloosa in a BMW from Nick Saban BMW.
Huh. Wonder how that got hooked up. Well, it's allowed now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's now. They're not doing anything different now than they were doing back then. It's just now they do it openly.
Well, not to piss off any BMW owners, but I got to question his choices.
Yeah,
owning a BMW dealership. Why?
He's also a head coach of Alabama.
That's true.
So, I mean, he's got money, but that doesn't mean he makes good decisions.
What was he making at LSU? Like $6 million a year?
We couldn't make it in the NFL, so.
No, Miami just kind of flushed him down the toilet.
Kirby followed him around, though. I mean, all Kirby Smart did was take what Nick Saban did in Alabama and implement it in Georgia. And
where he went to school.
Exactly. I mean, but look, it worked.
I like the fact that Kirby went to Georgia.
You can't.
He's now coaching them to championships.
As much as I hate Alabama, you can't take anything away from Alabama because
other than they did make it this year.
I mean, I'm just saying what Nick's done there is pretty impressive. But what he's done is implement a system that he created. Now, Kirby has taken that same exact system and implemented it at Georgia, and he's doing the same exact thing.
I'm going to make a bet that they come after Kirby when Saban retires.
To go to Alabama?
Yep.
Yeah, but he won't. He's not going to leave.
He don't want to be a Judas.
Well, he's at his school. He wanted to come back and coach at Georgia. He's got his dream job. And there's no way Georgia will.
Well, 2 championships. He doesn't
let him
worry
go
about money for the rest of his life.
No, he's good. He's set. His kids are set.
Yep.
His family is set for life. Well, so is Stetson Bennett. At
least in the state of Georgia.
You think he'll go to the NFL?
I think he's a backup quarterback if he goes to the NFL.
I could see him doing a $2 million contract and playing 2 years, like Aaron Murray or Tebow.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Play a few years and go do TV or work at the Chicken Shack or whatever he wants to do.
All Georgia games.
I mean, he could. Very well could. I mean, I know a lot of Georgia fans. We have a friend, Chris. He don't like Stetson Bennett. Dude brought you 2 national championships, and he still don't like him.
And he's a walk-on.
I think Stetson made some dumb decisions at times, but
For 2 years, he didn't make any dumb decisions.
I mean, he still made some dumb decisions in 2 years that stressed me out,
man.
Well, exactly. So I take that into account, though. For me, I like the guy.
I mean,
he brought me 2 national championships. No other quarterback did that.
Nope.
I mean, I had pretty much gotten used to being a fan of teams that lose. Braves.
Well, Georgia
Bulldogs,
had a winning record, dude.
Dale Jr. We weren't going to win the big one. Any of them.
Yeah, I'm still in that category.
Well, I mean, I don't even watch baseball anymore. I gave up on baseball and the NFL, but my Dogs have gotten 2 championships. I'm a Chase,
I think my Turtles got a championship.
I like Chase Elliott. He's a Georgia boy. He's got a championship.
54, 57, the Turtles.
Junior Motorsports has a bunch of championships. What has the Terps got championships in?
Basketball, lacrosse.
Chess, were they any
Women's lacrosse.
Is it
water polo?
Chess, maybe?
I don't know.
Y'all play chess?
I didn't follow. I'm sure there's a chess team.
Was there a checkers team?
I was on the checkers team. That was down at the.
You know, any good?
That was out in front of the library.
I'd be on the Connect 4 team. I'm on the tic-tac-toe team.
That was out in front of McKeldin Library. The chess boards that, when I got there, I was like, cool, neat, checkerboards. And they corrected me. No, chess.
I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. So I went to the art school, and we didn't have a chess team either. We didn't have any teams.
None?
None.
You didn't have the pastels?
No.
Versus the...
So one of the best parts of going to the Art Institute of Atlanta is they also did culinary arts. So on Thursdays, they would cook, and you could spend, it was $10, all you could eat, $10 lunch. And it was, the culinary kids aren't cooking pizza and Big Macs. It's crab legs. All kind of like really nice dishes. And you go and just eat all you could eat. And it was great. That was some of the best food I think I've ever eaten.
Yeah, we had Roy Rogers. For people that don't know, that's like a fake McDonald's.
Roy Rogers?
Roy Rogers.
Never heard of it. We had hippies in the
before that was
smoking section.
It was a Geno's before that. And that was like some Baltimore Colts star in the 50s. Was flipping burgers in the off season. And turn it to a 100-restaurant chain.
Never heard of it.
And then Marriott bought him out and paid Roy Rogers money to rename it Roy Rogers.
Wasn't Roy Rogers a country music singer?
I think he was a country music singer and an actor on a TV show way before our time.
You remember the name of it? Was it like a Western?
I think it was called Roy Rogers.
Oh.
And the Giddy Up Bunch or something. I never saw it.
Like the 40s?
Unfortunately, when I was at college, there was no Google, so I couldn't Google Roy. My parents told me when they were little kids, he was big-time television. So I'm thinking 50s?
I never even heard of
late 40s?
Sounds like a country singer, but I'm thinking Roy Orbison.
I think he sang too, though.
You know who Roy Orbison is?
I think he's way before my time, too.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he sang with that Traveling Wilburys. In the late 80s, early 90s with...
I'm glad those giggles are gone.
other washed up musicians. I think one of the guys was a Beatle.
You ready to get into the Who Buys This Stuff segment of the show?
Let's see who's going to buy this.
So, item number 1. Jamie, I know you probably struggle with this, and you've probably been wondering for a long time how to approach the subject of gun safety with your cat. So,
well, that's important to me because I have a cat, and I got a Glock, and there's no safety on it.
So I found you this book. It's called How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety. And like I said, as a concerned friend, I want you to feel like you have all the tools available when you sit down with your cat.
That looks like our cat Thea looking at the gun range. That's weird.
It says don't pause. For 1 second longer. Go talk to your cat. How to talk to your cat about gun safety. So there's a couple questions that have been asked and answered. So first one that was asked to the author is, do I really need to talk to my cat about gun safety? He responded with, the first question many of you will be asking is, do I really need to teach my cat about gun safety? The answer is unequivocally yes. The Constitution of the United States of America guarantees us the right to own and operate firearms.
A cat?
And that is a right we must
Aren't
exercise
those Bill of Rights for humans?
in order to keep our country healthy. It is the duty of all American citizens, as well as their cats, to be able to use and maintain a firearm. Citizens who cannot handle a gun safely are as irresponsible and useless as citizens who do not own a gun at all. Americans.
Is this some weird politically correct thing where cats are citizens?
Yeah, so he says, Americans in their homes are under attack. It's imperative that, in order to ensure the future security of our country, every man, woman, child, and cat be able to defend our nation against the enemies of democracy. So, after reading just that first answer, it kind of gave me a clue into this author and his political leanings. It's obvious he is very much right-leaning. And I even got, this was on Amazon if you're looking for this.
What's it cost?
$9.46.
It's a bargain.
It's a $10 book. Says, do cats really play with guns? Was another question asked.
Well, I think they do.
Says yes. Absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Even a cursory search of the internet will turn up dozens of pictures of cats playing with guns, almost all handling them in an unsafe manner.
I think there's some YouTube videos where they're shooting.
Probably.
Huh.
You think cats shoot other cats? Or are they just shooting?
Well, I have a cat and 2 dogs. She might shoot the dogs.
Does your dog fear for it? Has Ripken ever been threatened by the cat with a gun?
Ripken does not fear Thea, but Thea will slice his nose open.
So,
with her claws, but I haven't given her the gun yet. Should I get her a gun?
So I think you should talk to her about gun safety and then give it to her and see what she does.
Should I give her my 357 so she doesn't leave casings around the house and she can hide the...
Do you have a 9?
I do.
I would let her start with the 9. I think it's got the kick's probably less on that 9 than that 357.
I have a beautiful 1911 Colt. I know
That's a heck of a kick.
It doesn't kick that much, but it has a double safety. She would have to use both paws.
It's a Colt?
Yeah.
My Springfield has the grip safety and then the trigger safety. So it's really not a safety. I mean, if you're holding that gun to shoot
it's going to
shoot.
Yeah.
But it's not going to just randomly go off.
No, you're not going to drop it and have it go off.
Yeah, but I don't think that happens anyway. I mean, I'm sure it happens. Don't get me wrong. Somebody quotes me on this. I'm sure it can happen.
Somebody's probably in war. Guns, it was my dad's sidearm.
Guns are made a lot better nowadays than they used to be. They're not just randomly going off.
But Glock doesn't put a safety on at all, and I'm afraid Thea might massacre us.
So you might be asking yourself, as somebody...
I need to buy this book and read it to her.
You are asking yourself the same thing another guy asked. He said, so my cat finds a gun. What is the big deal? It is frequently said that curiosity killed the cat, but what is often left unsaid is the actual cause of death. The actual cause of death could be the improper discharge of a firearm by a poorly trained feline.
See, I think my cat could do that because I've got guns hidden in the house. So when someone attacks us, first of all, I can see you coming down the driveway. It's a long one.
Yeah.
But when someone attacks us...
You got them hidden all over?
Yeah, I can retreat to the walk-in closet where the gun safe is.
From one place to another?
Yeah, so I can grab guns, fire behind me as I'm retreating, and once I get to the walk-in closet in the master bedroom, you better have decided to turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Because if I'm still shooting at that point, I'm pretty pissed, and I'm using whatever's in the closet, and it'll go through walls.
I mean, I don't have a problem admitting I'm the homeowner that hears a noise, grabs 2 guns and a pocket full of clips, and runs out the door.
That's me.
Screaming to my wife, call the cops if you hear shooting.
Uh-huh.
I saw this thing on, I think it was Instagram. The guy, he walks in, he said, who do you call before you dig, or who do you call if you find a dead body? And he says 411. They go, 411, not 911? He goes, yeah, you call 411 before you dig.
Yeah. I got a backhoe too. So, you know.
So, like I said before, this guy obviously...
We need to write a book. How much lime does it take to cover up your victim?
He's very conservative.
Where the cadaver dog can't find it.
He's definitely a conservative, right-leaning guy because he says in here, it says, cats are inquisitive creatures, no doubt about it. They're going to explore every nook and cranny of your home. And if you keep a firearm in a place of residence, which you should, it is only a matter of time before your cat discovers it.
Can I sign my cat up for the NRA?
Do they have like
cat safety shooting class?
Because I would hope
so.
Did you take hunter? I took hunter safety as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to take it. I had to take it to get my hunting license as a kid. But I guess if you're under a certain age, you're required.
I also believe that you should have to take a class similar to that. Wow, that does look like my cat.
I didn't know you had a cat.
Yeah. It's not mine.
I don't like cats.
I don't either.
They're of the devil.
It's my wife and kids.
Cats will kill you.
I don't like my cat.
Dogs are loyal. I saw one thing that said, yeah, dogs are loyal, but cats won't tell the police where the drugs are.
No, they won't. They might shoot the cops and then blame you.
Yeah. They're going to kill you and the cop, and then everybody's going down with them without the cat. All right, so this one came off Amazon, so I found some reviews here, and Diana Watson on Amazon gave it a 1 out of 5. She said it's anti-Semitic, bigoted, alternative
right. How is your cat having a gun against the Jews?
I have no idea.
I guess we have to buy it and read it.
I mean, I can see where this guy's very left-leaning. I mean, right-leaning. He's very much conservative, probably even a Christian, if I had to guess.
The cat's actually reading the book on its own.
It looks like it. That's a smart cat.
Yeah.
This guy quotes something from the book. This is a direct quote from the book. It says, it is only because of the propaganda and scare tactics of the liberal-run media that Americans second-guess the wisdom of keeping guns in their households. Scare tactics that undoubtedly serve their greater agenda to overthrow the rightful leadership of the United States and the subsequent... What's that? How you say it?
What's that? Or subsequent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that.
Imposition.
European-based one-world government. That's some big words. And that's right out of the book.
Oh, I think this guy's QAnon, dude. He's beyond right.
That's why I told you. This guy's very much like... So.
I still don't see the anti-Semite in it.
Well, I think they're saying like the liberal-run media
Do
part.
Cats have... Are cats racist?
I don't know, man. See, I'm confused by that. But then the funny part to me was this guy's like, if you thought he was joking, you'd be wrong. Amazon, please don't ban this review just for quoting a book author's own anti-Semitic language, which you have already allowed the author to use in the description of this book on Amazon.
In the description of the book?
I didn't see it anywhere. I looked.
Talk to your cat about gun safety. I don't see anything that's anti-Semitic.
So Andrew Lancaster gave it a 1 out of 5 on Amazon too. Andrew goes on to starts off by saying he never writes negative reviews, blah, blah, blah.
Why'd he buy the book?
So he actually says that he was tricked into buying it.
Tricked?
That's what he says.
Will the cat hold a gun to his head? Could be, I guess. If you're thinking of buying this book, your cat might be holding a gun to your head.
He says this book is full of sex shaming, and he points a quote from the book. It says, our research shows that it is not being born of premarital sex itself that is a disadvantage to kittens.
Okay.
But it leads towards a life of crime.
Okay.
So this guy here...
Is cats a metaphor for something else?
He said, this guy says this is a logical fallacy. Not all cats that can engage in premarital sex have loose morals. The word morals in itself is highly subjective. We might be moral for one cat, or what might be moral for one cat might be immoral for another. This guy here, he said, so as you can see, this book is not satire. It is thinly veiled political agenda hidden under cat puns. If you simply replace the word cat with child, this book becomes a political atrocity devoid of any humor. As a 10th grade high school student, I was disgusted to find adults marketing their beliefs in this most foul way, and I was disgusted with myself for falling prey to the trap by purchasing this book. So I'd like the authors of this book to know one thing. Since they seem so convinced Satan is real, I'm sure he will be more than happy to welcome them into his fiery embrace. So future consumers, do yourself a favor and do not buy this product. This comes from a 10th grader named Andrew Lancaster.
Wow, Andrew. You know, I've got a friend that's a humanist.
This dude needs to smoke a doob and chill.
Much.
He's in 10th grade and he's this worked up over a book. He's this worked up over a political agenda. When I was in 10th grade, I probably didn't even know who the president was, nor did I care. It did not matter to me in 10th grade. Poor Andrew. Poor Andrew.
If you owned a gun, it did.
Did we owned plenty of guns in 10th grade.
Oh, no. I went shooting at rock quarry.
I was hunting
all the time.
I'd killed a deer in 10th grade by the 10th grade.
We'd go to this rock quarry outside D.C., go down into the quarry and shoot. So if you've never shot a gun, you should, because it's fun. Oh, my God.
All right,
what did I just see there?
We got to go on to the next item. So let's get into some humorous stuff. The next is called the Bumper Dumper, the Truck Hitch Camping Toilet.
Huh.
That's Earl.
Hey, I got a hitch on my Prius.
Actually, I think
we'd have a toilet.
That's where this comes from. This is Daryl's brother Earl.
We wouldn't have to stop. You could go take a crapper in the back of the Prius as we're doing the cannonball run.
That would be coffee we'd be drinking.
Open the hatchback and just sit on it.
How many times have you been on a road trip and had to relieve your bowels in between a long stretch and between rest stops on the highway? For me, it all depends on when I was at the taco buffet, but for others, it might be more often.
We won't be doing any tacos on our cannonball run.
This toilet seat is able to be attached right to the back of your truck using your truck's hitch. It's a hell of a better option than attempting to poop while squatting and leaning against a tree.
Extension's in the way, though.
No,
it goes around it forks out?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are it's weird because it's two different looks, but the same toilet seat, same company. This is like the camo version of it.
Yeah, but that'd be hard to find.
Well, see,
it's camouflaged.
But the camo version of it doesn't have the lid in the seat. You sit on the camo. See, this one has a lid on top of it. So it's like if you lift the lid up to pee. With the camo, when the lid don't lift up. I guess you could just pee to the right or the left on the ground. But, so when you're bending over, you risk getting poop on your shoes or the back of your pants.
Well, he doesn't have a bucket under it. He could have it roll down and hit his ankles.
You would park up on a downhill slope.
Oh, okay.
Feet would be at the top of the hill.
Your car would be stinking, though.
Well,
stop under your truck.
But you would leave. You're not going to live there.
Maybe it's your campground. Or you're going to park it away from the tents.
So it says when you're just bending over, you risk getting poop on your shoes or the back of your pants. And when you lean against a tree, you risk scraping your back. Or you risk slipping and falling right into your own poo.
That would suck.
The truck hitch toilet seat can easily be attached to your truck by sliding into any 2-inch receiving hitch. And it even comes with a padded camo luxury cover for the toilet seat for those luxurious poops. The truck hitch toilet seat can support up to 500 pounds of weight, so no worries about it snapping in half mid-poo and you falling into your own mess. There's even a toilet paper roll holder attached to the right side of the toilet seat, so you'll never have to reach for some leaves to clean off your behind.
What a bonus.
So when you buy, this is $59.99. It just comes with the seat, the camo seat, or you get the lid option, so you pick white or camo. The bucket doesn't come with it. You have to buy an aftermarket bucket.
It's $5 at Lowe's. It's okay.
Yeah. You get the one says just doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing it right, Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. And you just poop right there in your orange bucket. Or
I would just write the word deuce on my orange bucket.
One reviewer, so this is for sale. You can find this on Amazon, or you could. They're not for sale right now, but at one time you could buy these on Amazon.
I ought to be selling them at Tractor Supply.
I think that's why they quit selling them on Amazon. Tractor Supply probably picked it up. The trailer hitch, pooper, what do they call it? Bumper dumper.
Do you just get the? Do you get the?
That'd be door dumper bumper.
Door bumper clear.
Door bumper dumper clear. You got to get it.
You'd
clear.
have to move your truck after you took a dump, and then someone else got to go.
Bumper dumper clear.
You could. It'd be a funny joke if you.
What is yours? A 2-inch receiver or is it 1.5 inches?
Well, you can buy an
adapter
coupler.
Yeah, that Prius rides low though, so you'd be like butt dragging.
Well, that's why I've got it to where it goes up after the bumper.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. It has the little curve on it.
So it's level with my landscape trailer.
So H. Clark gave it a 5 out of 5. And actually, the only reviews it had were all really good reviews. So H. Clark says, brilliant. We really love this. It arrived just in time for our camping trip. We did have to order an adapter to lift it up a bit. Our car is on the shorter side, but even squatting a bit to sit was okay. It would be great if an adapter were offered with this to lift it up or extend it out from under a bumper that may be set back farther. We will use this for many years to come and are glad for something more toilet-like for the little ones.
Do you think we could use that in the infield at Daytona?
I'm sure. That
You
dude
could get a tent, cut the bottom out.
So there's a reviewer who says that actually. Actually, this lady updates after they use it. So she says, we've now been using this for 2 years.
Wow.
We bought a shower tent and cut the bottom out of it.
There you go.
Dig a hole, pull the bumper dumper over the top, put the shower tent on for privacy and camp for days. Just make sure to keep a cup or shovel nearby to sprinkle dirt after each poo.
And you want to keep the flies off.
My kids have lovingly deemed it the La Poo Poo. I don't know how we ever camped without it.
I don't either.
Christina Vargas, 5 out of 5 as well, said it's a great seller. Comes in handy for long trips and the kids.
Isn't she a reporter on CBS or ABC?
No, I know you're talking about that, but that's not her.
That's not her.
No.
She doesn't do any reviews.
So Becca J gave it a 5 out of 5 too. Said purchased this for a friend. He loves it. Had to immediately attach it to his truck and try it out. Says he's going to start charging his buddies $5 per use.
I think I'd bend over tree limb for $5.
I can just see this guy opening this gift inside and running outside and taking a crap in the driveway.
Oh, I just drank coffee. I gotta drop a douche.
The homeowners association is not going to be happy about this.
No. You definitely need to bring a bag with you if you're going to do it on the street. Pick it up, just like you do with your dog.
The human do-poo removal system? Yeah, I agree. Well, you could just tie a Kroger bag to the bottom of the bumper dumper.
Have you noticed the seams sometimes break?
Of the Kroger bag?
Yeah, that'd be horrible if your douche dropped right through the bag and hit you in the kneecap.
Double bag it. Like it's a jug of milk. I'd triple bag it, to be honest with you. All right, this next item is, if this is you, move over car/truck decal. So what it is a sticker. It's a 2-lane road, and it's got a red car and an arrow pointing to it, and it says, if this is you, you're an arsehole, move over.
The problem is they don't see it till after you've already passed them. Don't you need to put it on your front?
Well, that's what I was thinking too. But I think what it is, you pass them and get immediately in front of them so they can realize that was you. So that's a problem.
Maybe you should get rid of the F and just say, this is you. Like when you go to a large
or say, this was you.
Mall and they say, you are here.
This was you.
Yeah, or you are here.
So there's nothing we love more than to put terrible drivers and parkers in their place. There's, of course, those annoying cards and fake tickets that you can put on people's windshields when you see somebody who parked like a jackass. But do you do with what? But what do you do with terrible drivers you see on the road? Besides, of course, flipping on the bird. Well, if you often come across slow drivers in the left lane, this hilarious car decal might be a good investment for you. The funny decal for the back of your car or truck reads, "If this is you, you're an asshole, move over." Has an arrow pointing to the first car in the left lane. Says it then has a diagram of someone going slowly in the left lane with a car behind them, all while the right lane is wide open for them to pull over into it. This guy's horrible at writing. He's worse at writing than us, Jamie.
Well,
maybe he should sell this for $15 instead of $10, and then he could afford to hire somebody to proofread his descriptions.
when I was a kid, I had this good friend. His name was Leon. I'm not going to say his last name.
I'm so confused by
Russian.
I'm confused by this one too.
You know what he would do when someone wouldn't pull over on the interstate and he was the passenger?
What?
He would roll down the window and pull down his pants and stick his ass right out the window
Moon 'em.
as we're passing him and moon him and scream, "Kiss my ass."
Do they still do that?
I don't think they do.
Did you ever go mooning as a kid?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
When people wouldn't get out of our way.
You ever heard that Jeff Foxworthy skit where he talks about drive-by mooning?
I don't listen to Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, that's right.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I had a run-in with him at my previous employer.
That's right, you did.
Uh-huh.
All right, Jamie. I didn't ask you if you were a yes or no on anything today.
I'm a yes on all three.
So you're a yes on the how to talk to your
I
cat?
gotta teach my cat how to be safe with a gun.
I'll go with the yes, too, just because I want to read the propaganda.
I even have rifles under the bed. They're not loaded, but
So
what's she doing under there?
Are you a yes or for the bumper dumper?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for our trip.
There's
Our
cheaper.
Cannonball Run.
Dude, there's like $15 versions of it.
Yeah, but do you want to be taking a crapper doing 70 miles an hour on
Well,
the cheaper version?
this one's not available currently.
Oh.
It's currently, there are supply chain issues.
Well, we're going to have to figure out how we can get back there while we're moving
So the decal.
through the desert. We don't have to worry about it hitting our ankles, though.
I'm a no on the decal just because it makes no sense. Like, how do you, like you said, you don't know this. You can't read this until you get behind this person. And I'm probably not going to put asshole on
Well,
the
I
back
pull
of
in
my car.
front of them, show them the decal, then slow down, let them pass me.
Well, then they think that's you.
And
So
then-
now they're like,
Then I'll yell at them.
they think you're self-identifying as an asshole, and that this arrow is pointing to is supposed to be you.
Sometimes I do.
If they're in front of you and they're riding your butt,
That's
they
an
think
asshole.
you're the guy in the front.
Sometimes I identify as an asshole.
I saw one sticker. It says, "I apologize for driving too close to the front of your car." I thought that was funny. So on the decal, are you a yes or a no?
No, it takes too much space. I don't want to
Yeah, I'm a no. As well.
dirty up my car with a sticker that big.
It's confusing. It's just, it confuses.
It's as long as a runway at Atlanta International Airport.
My attention span is not long enough to read this whole decal.
No, I wouldn't read it.
I mean, they lost me at, "If this is you."
But you are an asshole if you're driving that way. Because you know what? I'll pass you and get back to the slow lane. I don't cruise in the passing lane.
You're not supposed to. That's why it's called the passing lane. But around here, nah, it's
No.
bad. It is really bad around here where I live at. It's like
No,
playing,
you got people trying to do the Ross Chastain all the time
it's like
here.
playing Dodge cars.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop on to news for NASCAR and other sports and random news.
Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, obviously I can't spell. Kevin Harvick has announced that he will actually retire at the end of this year to spend more time with his family.
Didn't I say that a couple episodes ago?
That was last episode. I said he wasn't.
I said he would.
Yeah, so Jamie,
I wouldn't bet on anything.
you're right,
though.
my friend.
I wouldn't bet on it.
You still, yeah, Eric Almirillo
Yeah,
retired
Eric retired.
and then signed a multi-year deal.
Yeah, so you never know. His wife looked at the books and said, "Hey,
I need you to keep racing, hon.
man, you're making millions of dollars a year. You sure you want to quit?"
Well, Kevin said he wants to spend more time with his family.
Well, he's got 2 young kids.
I think last season was the first year they ran a whole season with only one weekend off. I mean, they're racing on Easter weekend now.
That's wrong.
I agree. Look, these guys make really good money, and they only get a few days off just like the regular average working person too. They're running sponsorship engagements, practices, team meetings. They work all week. So They only have one off weekend throughout the whole year. The season's still just as long as it ever was. The races are long. The weekends are still long. So, I mean, it's a 2-day weekend instead of a 4-day weekend, I guess. But I don't know. I think you're going to see drivers less willing to run an additional year when they have done when they have a resume like Kevin Harvick.
Well, how old's his oldest son? 9?
Yeah, well, he wants to go watch Keelan race in Europe. When
and his daughter is what? 6?
She's already driving. I think she's like 3 or 4. But she's driving too.
You don't want to miss out on that.
Kevin's won it all. Kevin's won races. Kevin's won championships. He's done the same in Xfinity. I mean, his resume speaks for. But what I'm saying is, maybe this schedule's too grueling to keep people with resumes like Harvick. At some point,
well, have you seen the Australian supercars? It's 11 weekends.
Well, I mean, at some point, Kyle Busch is going to want to spend time with Brexton.
Well, he's not getting any younger either.
That's what I mean.
I expect a retirement announcement soon for him.
I give Kyle, what?
5 years?
I was going to say 4, so something like that.
Is Harvick a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, from what he's done, he's won championship. I think if you've won a championship, you're a Hall of Famer. Do you disagree with that?
Not in this day and age. It's harder now than it used to be.
So Harvick's won, what, a Cup championship, Xfinity championship. I think he's won 2 Xfinity championships.
Did he win a truck? I don't know.
I don't think so.
What about ARCA?
I think his, and then, I mean, then he stepped into Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s car, new number, has success at Richard Childress.
Yeah, first win was at Atlanta.
Yeah, I remember. Everybody crying like a baby.
And he, threw up the 3 while he did a burnout, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Petty GMS has announced they are changing their name to Legacy Motorcycle Club, and for the first time in Legacy Motor Club, my bad. For the first time in over 50 years.
Sure, it's not Motorcycle Club?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will always read it that way, probably. This is the first time we don't have a petty name team in the sport in over 50 years.
Have you noticed? I saw the car on the press release.
Yeah.
It says Legacy MC, and I was going straight Motorcycle Club.
I did too.
Because of Kyle's motorcycle ride.
Well, they said it was like, to
a racing club.
Yeah, to car clubs around the world. It's like a nod to that. But have you ever heard a car club called a motor club?
Well, I belong to a motor club, which I won't ever again at the end of this, AAA, but they don't send a tow truck out if you break down.
Yeah, that's a fact. But neither is your health insurance. You might have better luck with your health insurance.
They'd probably send something out.
Hey, Jimmy Johnson also announced, along with the Legacy MC, that he's going to drive the 84 in the Daytona 500 with soon-to-be bankrupt Carvana as the sponsor.
Is that wacky?
Is that our opinion? Or is that like...
He's doing an homage to us.
Well, oh, yeah.
Backwards, it's 48.
That was awfully nice of him.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He must be a listener.
Probably.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah, I do too. But I don't like Legacy Motor Club.
Do you think Carvana will still be in business by the time the 500 hits, the Daytona?
I hope so. Do you think Motor Club will wear on us? Or grow on us like Legacy MC? You think eventually it'll...
Well, I'm going to like all their drivers. I don't know, though. It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Trackhouse. That was different. Trackhouse was different. 2311 was different. The names. But now I like them. They've grown on me. The team names. Like, I guess in a sense I was very traditional as like, DEI. I
mean, why couldn't they do Petty
RCR,
Johnson GMS?
Junior Motorsports. Like, yeah.
Petty Johnson, GMS.
It's just too confusing.
I mean, his daddy drove in the first Daytona 500 sanctioned by NASCAR in 1949.
It's not practical. Or practicum.
No, that's the replacement name for a field.
So, Kyle Larson has also announced that he will be racing in the Indy 500 in 2024 for Arrow McLaren. Is that the team name, I guess?
Yeah.
Had to be, right?
It's kind of like F1, isn't it?
What do you think? What do you think about that? I think it's great.
It's cool.
I think he can do it. I think if anybody can do it, and he needs to do it now. But
While he's young.
You know what else I would like to see? I would like to see.
Wasn't Kurt? He was taking an IV in between Indy 500 and the 600
on the way.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah. He was the last driver to do it, right?
Yeah, didn't he finish 6th?
He actually ran very well at Indy.
6 in the Indy and then blew a motor.
Yeah, in the 600.
Yeah.
So I would like to see RCR announce Kyle Busch also doing the double. And both of them do it at the same time. 2 NASCAR guys in the Indy 500 doing the double in competitive equipment. I mean, Larson's going to be in competitive equipment. He wouldn't go do it just to do it. Larson's, and he's not doing it this year because he wants to give himself ample time to prepare. He will be ready.
It's going to wear on your body, I can tell you that.
So I would love to see Kyle go do it with him. Or who else could do it? Who else would be a driver you could see doing the double? Kyle, I could. Larson, definitely.
Our homer here in Georgia.
Chase?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see him as that diverse.
Cash.
You think he could do it? I don't think he could not do it. I just wouldn't pick him as my first pick to go do it.
Larson has shown he can drive anything with 4 wheels. That's why he would be my number 1 pick.
Yeah, there's no...
He's successful.
I think part of me thinks Ross Chastain could do it.
You think?
Just because he's crazy enough to try it.
Is it? I mean, but you got Larson's an open wheel racer with the midgets.
So I think and I think that's why he's probably going to do well at it, because he drives so much dirt and then so much asphalt outside of the Cup Series. He's got the practice and for the diversity. But I think Kyle could do it. I really think Kyle Busch could do it.
You think?
Yeah, I think he's got the talent.
He's pushing middle age.
Yeah, but he needs to go ahead and do it then. Don't dilly-dally. Travis Pastrana is expected to be in the Daytona 500 next month in a car that is going to be fielded by 2311. Can I say fielded here? Or do I say practicummed?
I'd go practicum. I mean, we don't want to lose any listeners.
Okay, so next month, Travis Pastrana is expected to enter into the Daytona 500 in a car practicummed by 2311 Racing.
Doesn't sound as good, though.
That sounds weird.
Huh.
I didn't know that. So are they going to have a third team? Or is it just a car?
It looks like he's going to have to qualify, don't you think?
Oh, well, yeah. So will Jimmy, though.
Travis Pastrana, he did so well in Xfinity.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's going to just tear it up in the 24.
Dominated in the...
Well, he needs to do the 24 at Daytona.
He dominated in the truck series,
Oh, yeah, he was amazing.
I mean, he practically almost won a race. Did he finish a race? He almost finished on a lead lap one time.
Almost, I think.
There's that one time. Remember they called the race early.
Did he even ever qualify for front row?
No. Huh? Not like Danica. She at least got the pole.
Once. Well, she's a better driver then, right?
She's good at getting on the pole. I mean, she goes fast by herself at least.
And a practicum.
Yeah, well, so Jimmy Johnson said he would like to drive the Garage 56 NASCAR entry into the Le Mans 24 Hours race this season.
Doesn't he have a problem there?
What? Wrong team?
He doesn't own HMS.
Well, I don't see this as a doubtful thing. I could very well see HMS putting Jimmy Johnson in that car. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you put 7-time who has experience in...
Well...
He has experience in IMSA.
But he wrecked the car that was going to win at IMSA.
He wrecked a ton when he did that stuff, but he has experience.
Well, I mean...
Who else are you going to put in? Him and Dale?
If you screw up over and over again, have you learned the wrong trait?
Yeah, let him and Dale do it together.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, Dale spun out too.
Dale caught fire.
Hey, this is something I thought was pretty interesting. It says this season will be the first season since they had the drivers' names on the windshields that Kyle Busch will only have his last name on the window. Now that Kurt's not driving, there's no reason to have Kyle or Kurt's name before Busch. So it's just going to say Busch.
Some semi-fan goes there and doesn't know?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, if semi-fan goes and looks at any other driver, it's just their last name. Like Buscher doesn't have Christopher in front of it.
But what if they confused it with thinking maybe Busch Beer is sponsoring?
I always thought that Busch Beer missed a great opportunity by not sponsoring a Busch driver.
I know, they should have.
Busch. Driven by Busch.
Yeah. Double Busch.
Double Busch.
Is Busch the same as a field? Do you need to substitute that with Practicum?
Practicum Busch.
Practicum. You don't want to offend any fields.
Well, Practicum can't be drawn out like Busch. So, I don't know how to say this guy's last name. First name's
Torgerson.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I'm just saying it as it looks.
Ashton Torgerson was thrown from his car after wrecking in the Chili Bowl. No reports yet on what happened or why his safety equipment failed, but he was thrown from the car.
I don't think he was wearing it.
It doesn't look like he had a seatbelt on at all.
It's kind of strange. I saw the video.
Yeah, I think the Chili Bowl is catching a lot of backlash this year, not just from safety, but like Larson and Chris Bell, they didn't drive in it. Larson's been very outspoken about the low payout. Former driver Jack Hewitt, he's a two-time USAC Silver Crown Series champion in 86 and 87. Him and other officials from the Chili Bowl were bashing Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell for skipping the Chili Bowl due to the low winner's purse. You know,
that was more of a prestige thing, though, not a money thing.
I think the problem is it's grown so much and there's so much money coming into this race from the drivers and the fans that the drivers want a piece. I mean, it costs a lot to race a car.
Is it going to be a split?
It costs a lot to race a car, you know. I mean, you know, we've looked into it. Just even to race a go-kart.
Yep.
To run a go-kart competitively, it's $100,000 or more. And that's just to be competitive.
Hey, it costs a lot for me to drive my German car hard.
Well, that guy Jack Hewitt, he was kind of throwing blows at Christopher Bell and Larson, but I looked this morning and the headlines from the Chili Bowl are not the guy who won. The headlines are Larson and Bell skipping because of the low purse payout and the lack of safety in the response from officials. So
Jack Hewitt
was wrong.
Well, and he also got called out because the news was Larson and Bell, not him.
Exactly.
Well, he's an idiot.
Well, there you go. Kevin Magnuson.
Is that Jackson Hewitt? Jack Hewitt?
I don't think so.
You don't think he's an accountant doing taxes right now?
Jackson is the last name of another man, and Hewitt's the last name of a different man. So that's two guys. Maybe it's not guys.
But that's Jack Hewitt, right?
Yeah, but Jackson Hewitt is a tax company, right? Or is it a printer?
It's a man, isn't it?
I thought it was two people.
I thought it was a man that owned the company.
I thought Jackson and
Sounds
Hewitt.
Sounds like a Wikipedia investigation.
Jackson and Hewitt. Law firm. LLC.
I thought it was founded by that
INC.
Southern general. Wasn't it Stonewall Jackson? Wasn't he also an accountant?
Stonewall's one word, not two.
And then he, but Stonewall's not his real name.
It's not?
But Jackson was his real last name. And it's headquartered in Virginia. I've driven past the headquarters. So was Stonewall Jackson, was from Virginia.
So what's his real first name if it ain't Stonewall?
Well, this could be Stonewall Jackson Hewitt.
Stonewall Jack Hewitt. It's not Jackson. It's Jack.
It's Jack. Stonewall's last name is Jackson.
I know that. But Jack's middle name ain't Son. It ain't Jack, Son, Hewitt. It's Jack
but if
Hewitt.
your first name is Jackson, you might use the term Jack as a nickname.
Yeah, but his first name's Jack, not Jackson.
Well, if it's two people,
then it's Jack
Stonewall Jackson found it with this Yankee Hewitt.
So Jack and Hewitt?
Yeah.
So you're saying Hewitt's a different person than Jack?
Jack's the nickname for Jackson.
Well, who's Hewitt then?
Hewitt's the Yankee that became partners with him at the end of the Civil War.
So Jack met Hewitt.
Jackson met Hewitt.
And they opened up a race car.
No, they started doing taxes.
Well, where'd the race car
Because they had to pay for that Civil War. But they realized.
So they stole the taxes.
They realized, one being a Yankee and one being a Southerner, that if they combined their strengths, they could end up with the largest tax firm in America. And that's how they got into Walmarts.
Do you think they ever left classified documents in the garage?
No. Only ex-presidents do that.
That's crazy how our ex-presidents seem to be dropping classified documents out of their butt right now.
Have you ever figured maybe that the last 2 presidents are just crazy?
I mean...
Or senile. Or both.
Or just wackadoodles all the way around.
Why would you even want to bring it home?
That's what I was wondering. So Joe Biden... He left classified documents in the garage of a house that Hunter Biden is renting from Joe for $50,000 a month.
But he represents the Chinese and the Ukrainians.
We don't need to worry about those documents because Hunter was keeping them safe in the garage. And Hunter, as you know, is a trustworthy kind of guy.
Well, he was in the Navy until he got kicked out for cocaine.
Cocaine?
He did a little cocaine.
He didn't do cocaine. He was just smelling it to see what it was. That's all.
On an interdiction in Colombia? Was that real? And like on the movies, he put it on his finger and went, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's real cocaine.
Then he smelled it and like, smells just like cocaine. I better smell it again.
And like,
still smells like cocaine.
The next week,
he's smoking it.
And
in a hotel.
They're doing random drug tests in the Navy, and they said, oh,
Hunter, you're out.
I know your dad's vice president, but that's one of those rules we have, Hunter. And he said, my dad said there's no rules for me. No rules for me.
He doesn't want his daughter, his illegitimate daughter, to use his last name because the Biden name can be disgraceful.
Well, you know.
That's what he said, dude. I was dying laughing. Like,
he's probably high on crack.
I don't want her being disgraced.
I can actually picture Hunter and Trump Jr. doing cocaine together.
Oh, yeah. They look like fraternity brothers.
Hookers and blow for both of them.
It's like that book we did last year. Hookers and blow. Save Christmas. Well, there you go. Trump Jr. and Hunter Biden. Hookers and blow save the president's kids.
Poor Biden, though. His dad's always talking about his other son. Hunter's the prodigal, man.
Well,
he didn't come home till his other brother died, though.
So,
are we going to be on a list for even talking about this?
Probably.
So we're going to get Magnas or Qs coming after us along with Antifas?
Yeah.
Well, I got guns. I'm okay.
We're going to be canceled tomorrow. So I'm sure you've picked up on the word practicum during the last hour or so that we've been rambling on. So practicum comes from California, if you were wondering.
Oh, that's strange.
That's where all the smart things happen. Like that's the trendy things, man. It's like edgy. It's punk rock almost. Well, not anymore. So the college, USC, University of Southern California, has decided to remove the word field from everything. They will no longer use the word field on campus because that word is insensitive to migrants and slaves.
I live on a farm. It's not insensitive to me.
So instead of the word field, they've replaced it with the word practicum.
So do I tell the kids, hey, it's harvesting, it's hay season. We're going to have to go chop down the practicum. So hay growing in the practicum.
The football field.
Practicum sounds raunchy.
Football practicum. That don't sound right.
It sounds raunchy.
Field of Dreams will now be Practicum of Dreams.
It sounds like Hugh Hefner's mansion.
Practicum of Dreams sounds like something that
Hugh came up with.
That teacher over at Penn State, Sam Richards, was telling his students to go watch.
Dr. Sam Richards.
Dr. Sam Richards, professor at Penn State, tells all his students to go home and watch gay porn so they will feel a little more gay.
That's awesome.
So,
I guess.
Did he tell him to go home and watch the Practicum of Dreams?
Yeah.
What about Justin Fields? Quarterback Justin Fields. Is it Justin?
It was Chicago. So
Justin Practicums?
Yeah.
Like Justin.
Well, there's a field store in Chicago, isn't there? Practicum.
Soldier Field.
Soldier Practicum.
No.
That sounds like a soldier might do that, on a 1-year tour of Afghanistan. Got him a practicum in the. I mean, look, get out of the bath. Hey,
Look,
I gotta go to the bathroom. And he says, shut up. I'm practicuming in here.
if the word field offends you, dude, there's something seriously mentally wrong with you.
You know, I think they
Field.
throw this crap out hoping someone agrees.
Well,
That's
people
what they
do agree. A whole college has agreed.
Five people?
Well, like one or two at the college, probably like, yay. No more practice. I mean, no more
Do you
field.
know who played football and graduated from USC?
Who?
John Wayne.
John Wayne played
Did
in
they
it.
cancel him?
He played on the practicum. He was playing on the practicum. That's where he went wrong at.
Well, are they going to get rid of they're named after condoms. Are they going to get rid of the USC Trojans?
You know, it makes sense though.
But
You need a condom with the practicum.
whether it doesn't matter which way you land in the spectrum of sexuality, you need Trojans. Right?
With practicum.
Yeah. It catches it.
So bad, man. So,
People are.
on the way home from we had a meeting last week in Marietta, and on the way home from it, we saw these guys out at the fence by the airport working on the fence. We were kind of joking around because I had seen an ad. Ad headline for the news about a guy who broke into Hartsfield Jackson and stole a car. I went home and read about it. Come to find out, that same fence we saw him working on was where the guy broke in the airport, took off running across the runway, stole a Delta Airlines employee vehicle.
What was that he ran across to get to the runway?
What did I
The
say?
practicum?
He was running in the practicum to get across the runway.
His runway got any offense.
Wait a minute. It's Hartsfield Jackson. So is it Harts Practicum now?
Isn't it Hartsfield Jackson Field?
Harts Practicum Jackson Field? Practicum? Harts Practicum Jackson Practicum.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to buy all new shirts. So he runs across the...
You have field on a shirt?
No, but if
I'll just get you a Sharpie and cross it out. Practicum.
That's come with a K. With a K. Oh,
That's how
man.
they spell it, the Ukraine, I think. We'll ask Hunter.
It took like 3 minutes to get the show started because I was laughing so hard when we got talking about practicum before
Maybe
the
you
show
should put
started.
that at the end of the show. The outtakes at the end.
Maybe. I don't know about all that.
I got too many.
I got to go back and listen to it.
HR
All right.
might be listening.
So the dude steals a Delta truck, drives around the airport, pulls over, jumps on a Southwest plane where he comes face to face with a pilot before being caught.
The pilot was in there because his flight got canceled. He was picking up his stuff to go home.
We're standing in line for 3 hours to make sure nobody's bringing a weed whacker through airport security.
Or sharp pencil. Don't bring a sharp pencil.
This dude jumps a fence we drive by quite regularly.
So I guess they left the keys in the car?
Yeah, and and then he steals a Delta truck.
Well, couldn't they just get a Ford? They still
They don't
put the
say he
codes.
hotwired it.
They still put the codes on the car, right?
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Yeah, just give
Get
it
a
to him.
Ford.
Give him the number.
They've been doing that since the 80s. Give them the code.
Did you see that the Miss Universe, Miss America, Miss Teen USA pageant is now being run by a trans woman?
I thought Donald Trump owned that.
Well, he sold it.
Did he? To a trans woman?
Yeah.
Huh.
You have to watch the ad, man. It's hard to watch, like without laughing, at least for me. She looks.
They're not even on TV anymore, are they? These shows?
The owner looks.
They stream it on Flow Racing?
Like legit, like a woman, but sounds like a Chinese man or Asian man. Let's say that sounds like an Asian male.
I think Hunter and Donald Jr. should host.
That would be funnier, honestly.
They'd come back from behind the curtains with white powder on their nose.
So this trans woman claims that this is a time for all women around the world to celebrate because the pageant is finally being ran by women.
So is she? So I see your notes here. A trans woman, aka, isn't that Alpha Kappa Alpha? Is that a fraternity?
So yeah, it says trans woman, aka a man.
Oh, Aka.
Aka, also known as.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I figured it out. Also known
Alpha
as
Kappa Alpha.
So, but what's funny is like she's saying it's finally ran by women. Why couldn't a woman really buy it?
Do you know I was pledging this fraternity, and once I got a tattoo, they closed it down?
You got stuck with the tattoo?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the tattoo at?
At a tattoo shop.
Oh, crap. On your body, you idiot. Your lower back?
You won't see it.
I hope not.
I don't like seeing it. They just shut us down for...
What's on your arm?
They're making up some things about arson and stuff.
What is the tattoo of?
Well, I can't say. I'm not a member.
Oh.
They might come cut my skin off.
Oh, is it like they're...
You have to actually get sworn in.
Well, how could you get sworn in if they shut it down?
I didn't.
That's what I mean.
I'm not a member.
So they can't be mad
at you. Of the damn fraternity on
They can't be mad at you.
My parents were because I was a legacy. I'm not a legacy now because I didn't.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do.
Did you see where one government agency was kind of like complaining that we shouldn't be leaking the classified documents about the UFOs? We should be investigating closer.
We shouldn't. We should let the ex-presidents handle them.
What do you mean? Like the ex-presidents from Point Break?
No, the ex-presidents from America.
Oh, like Obama?
Just give him to him. He's probably got Secret Service top secret crap.
Obama?
Yeah, don't you think he took some home?
You think Michelle Obama could really be a man? Nobody can find pictures of her.
I don't know if I want to answer that. She looks mannish. Let's go there.
What? So
we'll just go there. She looks Spanish.
There's a rumor saying that she used to be a man, and that Obama was that was like his life partner.
I think,
and for him to be president, Michelle or Michael
is that on the Q
agreed
website?
to become a woman. And the greatest lie ever told to Americans was Obama married a woman, and Michelle's a woman. Maybe.
Well, if she identifies as one, isn't she one? Based on the liberal laws of...
What is a woman, then? I mean, what is a woman?
There's a movie called What's a Woman?
Yeah, I know. It's a good movie. It's funny. Well, I laughed.
In my humble opinion, a woman has a vagina.
That's what they ask.
And a man has a penis.
In that movie, What is a Woman? They ask this comic book store owner, this old dude, they're like, well, how do you know, sir, that you, in fact, are not a woman? He goes, well, I guess because I have a penis.
I mean, every time I have to pee,
I know I'm not a woman.
Figured it out.
They say if you're confused about gender, try to milk a bull.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Get you every time.
I think whenever we want something leaked out, we ought to take the top secret documents and give it to ex-presidents. And then send the FBI to search their homes.
But they didn't send the FBI to Joe's house.
I think they showed up after Joe's lawyer said they had found it.
Well, that's what the difference between Joe and Trump is Joe admitted to having them. Or like CNN
What's
said.
What's dumber? It's crime, right?
I did it over here.
What's dumber? Admitting it or getting a lawyer?
What's her name? Jean-Claude Pierre, his press secretary. She says something like, he's being cooperative. He did nothing wrong.
So in my opinion, you prosecute both.
If you did nothing wrong, what are you being cooperative about?
Just as vigorously.
You do to one as you do to the other.
Right.
Nothing. But
because
they all have
our government's divided, it'll never happen.
Nah, we'll just argue about it for the next 2 years.
We let the opposite party prosecute the current party. Or vice versa. Who knows? It's such a shit show up there, dude. I'll still stick with what the problem going right now is. Most middle class people realize we have no representation. Zero.
Well,
doesn't matter what party it is.
Don't let them break your window. I know that.
They represent something else. I'll shoot them.
They bust your window. You're shooting them.
Oh, yeah. I'll know you're coming, though. I got a long driveway.
Well, you don't think the Capitol Police knew they were coming?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure they did.
They're going to release the video footage from the whole... they recorded like 80-something hours of footage that day. They should release all of it.
Well, there's security cameras in the Capitol. We haven't seen those.
But, I have a theory why. I think Capitol Police were working with them. Not all of them, but I do think some of those Capitol Police were right-leaning and were helping them out.
Or they were left-leaning and wanting to help out.
Well, that's the one that shot the guy in the back. That was your left-leaning one.
Like I said, I don't care.
Well, he only shot because the window was broke.
I'd give a gun to my cat and let him shoot the people coming through the window at the Capitol.
What if cats stormed the Capitol?
Yeah.
That sounds like a horrible movie.
We gotta make that movie.
Put it on Netflix.
After we get done with our Cannonball run, we should raise money to make cats with guns.
Cats with guns?
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Protecting the Capitol.
Harry Potter.
Think they'll let us film on location at the Capitol with cats and guns?
No.
What if we shared the book with them?
Maybe then. Have you read?
My cat's just...
Do the Bidens have cats?
Who knows?
If they do, they need the book.
The cat's name's Hunter.
Crackhead. Come here, crackhead.
Help.
All right, Jamie. If we were going to stay in Flagstaff when we get gas in Flagstaff for the Cannonball run, where would we not want to stay at in Flagstaff?
Man.
Before LA?
Yeah, we're heading to Portofino Inn after this.
Before the Clash?
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to be tired when we get to the Clash. We might stink.
But we're going to be headed home the following Monday, the next day.
So we're going to leave the Clash and go where?
Barstow.
Back towards
home, like 2 hours in. Because then we won't be paying the outrageous hotel room prices for the whatever.
We're going to be stinking by the time we get to the Clash. It's a good thing it's outside.
No, we are going to stink.
I mean, we're going to have a shower on what? Thursday night?
Do they have a trailer hit shower?
No. We go hit a Buc-ee's.
I could bring a pump up spread. Do they have showers?
No, but
we can clean ourselves in the urinal.
At first, I thought Buc-ee's did when I said that, but after I said it, I was going through my
Love's has them.
Yeah, Love's has them.
I think it's $5 for a shower. You hear them call a trucker.
Yeah,
I think you're
Jim Bob.
I think you're supposed to show your what do they call that special license to buy a truck? DPL. No, that's double.
DBL, CDL,
CDL. Yeah,
trucker's license.
I think you got to show them your CDL. What if you say
you can show them your belt buckle?
You got a learner's permit.
Show them
where truckers at.
Show them your gas cap, and you get in free.
So do we bring flip flops so we don't catch some bizarre liberal fungus?
Is that how it spreads?
I think we would get COVID showering in the truck stops.
No, there's no COVID out there. They wear masks.
They stopped everything.
They wear masks still.
Because the truck stops was spreading COVID.
That's what it was?
Do you think a mask really stops COVID? I caught COVID when we were all wearing masks.
If your underwear doesn't stop a fart, I don't think a mask is going to stop COVID.
We had sanitizer.
Remember? I do think
the company we worked for sent gallons of sanitizer.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Anything.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Like one day I go out on my porch and I have like 10 gallons of hand sanitizer and no pump bottles. What am I going to do? Just ride around with a half a gallon and dumping it out?
Well, you know, our prior employer was not the smartest company.
Yeah, they weren't.
They were challenged.
Yeah, they were. Still are.
Yeah, their upper management, do they have any qualifications to be chairman, CEO?
They know Bruce Jenner.
Oh, yeah, he did the video.
Yeah, Bruce did the video for him.
On how to like Bruce.
Yeah. So that's their qualification.
I wonder how that worked.
They're qualified.
Do they like Bruce now?
Probably. We should ask. We still have friends there.
Well, the friend sent me a video of him having to watch. It's not Bruce anymore. It's something else.
Still Bruce.
Caleb?
He cut your wiener off.
I don't think he cut it off. I think he has a hanger.
Really?
A flopper.
You're not even committed enough to cut it off? Like, that's like a half-hearted attempt.
I think he just identifies as...
a drag queen?
What's her name? Candler?
Chandler. Chandler's from Friends.
Oh.
Is it Candler or Chandler? I didn't watch Friends. Did you watch
Chandler?
Friends? Chandler. Did you watch Friends?
Yeah, that was right in my sweet spot for youth.
See, I'm just not...
Seinfeld and Friends, that's it.
I'm not a 30-minute show kind of guy. So sitcoms...
Well, that's good because reality shows have canceled all the sitcoms. Actually, I think political correctness has canceled sitcoms.
How is it not canceled reality?
Because that's reality, but it's really scripted.
In reality, we're all...
whacked out.
Yeah.
Over
politically incorrect.
Compensating for our... I got a question to propose in this political correct world. Can you now overcompensate for having a small penis?
I saw a book.
No one's standing up for people with small penises. Have you noticed that?
I saw a book on Amazon today. It says
About small penises?
Well, it's similar. It was How to Live with a Big Dick.
I wish I had that problem.
It didn't have a lot of sales, so
Oh.
must not be it must not be an ongoing problem. It tells you what my Amazon my Amazon recommendations are so jacked up because of the Who Buys This Stuff segment of this show.
A few years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, somehow on YouTube, vitamin B3, niacin, helps your penis enlarge.
You saw it on YouTube?
Yeah, but I started taking like 15,000 milligrams a day. It enlarged, but it didn't work anymore.
It broke it?
It just flopped around.
That's not practicum.
I was like, oh my God, it's gigantic. Why won't you work?
No practicum there.
Yeah, no practicum. So I had to lay off the B3.
All right, let's get on to the motels.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's what we were doing.
Where do we not want to stay in Flagstaff, Arizona?
Oh, geez. Can I read this? Because I forgot to put the hotel name.
Yeah, we'll just go with the Wyndham.
All right. We'd probably get sued then if we can't.
It's either a Wyndham, an Oyo, or an Independent.
I think we better skip it so we don't get sued.
Okay.
Because everything else, I don't know why I didn't put the name in. So Americana Inn, Route 66, Flagstaff. Heather Trotty. She gave it a 1 out of 5. My family just really recently stayed here. While the room did give us enough space and include a microwave and mini fridge, the amount of crime, terrible service, broken items inside the room made us want to leave immediately. Within the first few minutes of being in the room, we notified the front desk about a broken smoke detector in our room. We then spoke with a maintenance who checked it out, put it on the list of things, then never thought of it again. We stayed for 2 weeks. That was your first problem. And not once were our complaints or safety issues dealt with. I personally had to call the cops multiple times due to loud physical fighting, drugs, and prostitution, all in different rooms. There were times police were called by the other guests as well. When we informed the front desk about the things going on in the rooms by us, they blew it off. With blow, maybe. Even after their own maintenance people told them after seeing all the issues themselves, prostitution and drugs are just maintenance issues.
Well, the maintenance people were probably using
the drugs. They might have
using
been
the prostitutes
selling.
and they were probably running the prostitutes.
They were pimps and dealers.
Yeah. They weren't even maintenance people. They were pimps and dealers. There we go. Only at the Americana Inn.
Many years ago when I was in the self-storage industry.
Is that like Americana, like that drink I told you I liked?
Yeah.
I really like those.
It's an espresso in on Route 66. You get your kicks.
It's a watered down espresso in because an Americana has water added to it to dilute it so it's not as strong.
You know when you get your kicks on Route 66, Flagstaff is in the song. Flagstaff, Arizona, don't mean Pomona. Get your kicks.
On Route 66?
On Route 66.
That's from that movie Cars, right?
Actually...
I'm
seeing it from Depeche Mode from the late 80s, 90s, but I think they redid it. Someone else did it. Maybe that Orbison dude you were talking about.
Roy?
Doesn't he sound like an alien? Roy Orbison.
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 I don't think we're saying it right. I think it's Orbison. Roy Orbison. Wouldn't be the first time we've mispronounced something
I think
on this
he's an
show.
alien. We're going to stop at Roswell on the way home, I think.
I hope.
Yeah.
See your
Get
cousin.
some alien t-shirts.
So that one politician I was telling you about, he was mad because the aliens have superior technology, and he said to be a global superpower, we need to have superior technology.
I think we're negotiating with the aliens, to be honest with you.
That's how we got Biden.
That's how we got supersonic.
What did you say earlier, that the aliens couldn't believe how stupid we were, so they were coming down to watch?
They're coming down to watch the shit show down here called Earth. They're like, wow, how could they screw it up so bad?
You're not going to believe what these Americans are doing.
They're like, we're just going to let them blow themselves up. Then we don't have to take anything over.
They come down to watch the Miss Universe pageant.
It's reality TV for them.
It probably is. They're down here filming it,
Up in
taking
the
it
saucer,
back
honey. Let's go watch that show called America.
live.
Yeah.
We have tickets for a live recording of America today. You imagine how many that's probably why they see so many of them out west, too. They probably just park right off the coast of California.
Well, I have a theory about why California's screwed up.
It's run by aliens.
Well, I think all the people that were into weird things here,
Went out there.
when we made it illegal, once we got civilized, they said, well, we'll just go west. That's where they went.
I mean, it's very much possible.
Now they've got Hollywood and they've made the weirdness mainstream. Now we're the weird
Now
ones.
it's praised.
Yeah, now we're the weird ones.
If you're not weird, if you don't believe my mental insanity is my truth, then you're weird. All right.
But anyway, Heather says that one of their last nights there, a few men who frequently visited the female 2 doors down were outside preventing me from entering my room.
Is that the maintenance guy?
Could have been. They continued to block my door and try to force me into the room down the hall where the drugs and prostitution were taking place. They were recruiting.
Yeah.
After I called the police, I spoke with the office and was told to just let them know if it happens again.
Just let it happen.
They did not acknowledge the illegal things going on or safety of other guests or that the police had been frequently there. As time went on, I was feeling more and more unsafe, especially when I was alone with my children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not have my children in a room similar to this.
Have you seen that new thing? I forget what hotel chain it is. They check in and they said, you said we had adjoining rooms. And I said,
you can
we
see
want to
it.
see our kids. And he was like, well, you can see the kids.
Across the lot.
Across the courtyard.
Well, I mean, this one here, the front desk tells them, if next time that happens, just go with it. Just let it happen.
Well,
Just
she
lay
says
there.
we would have left the hotel sooner if we were allowed a refund for the nights we would not be staying and could not afford to change places without the refund. We also had no maid service whatsoever. I'm going to tell a little secret. Unless you pay cash, if you refuse a charge on your credit card, it's going to be refused. They've got to come up with a reason why it shouldn't be refused. You can just cause havoc by refusing it. I did it at the Beach House Inn.
Yeah, but they refunded you after you refused it.
Yeah, they did. Well, one night.
Yeah.
They said we were there the first night for 10 minutes.
Well, almost 10.
Yeah.
That crackhead outside the window probably I guarantee you they rented that room back out to somebody else. That
I
night.
guarantee you.
They double dipped it. That's the only reason they refunded us the second night is because they got the first night double dipped.
Well, look, I'm starting to think Tori's lying because she said shortly after checking out, we noticed a large charge to our card. Well, evidently she had the money.
Yeah.
Or at least the credit. When we called to find out what the charge is for and why, we were told there were damages to the room, and it was left extremely messy. We explained the broken items in the room, the smoke detector were brought to the officer's attention within minutes of checking in, and then we cleaned the room multiple times since maids ignored our sign. After telling a very rude front desk clerk we were not to approve this bill for unnecessarily charging, she hung up on us. She did this twice. Why don't you just call your credit card? Our room was not messy, nor did we leave broken items. Well, whatever. I don't believe her. I think she knew it was a crackhead hotel of prostitutes.
Yeah, but like you said, what's the point of even complaining, really?
There is none.
If you pay with a credit card, just refuse the charge. I wouldn't even review them at that point. You're just not going to pay for the crap. And then she goes on here and bashes them. I don't care. She feels unsafe. She shouldn't have brought her kids, though. This is another case of not reading the reviews.
Yeah, you got to read them. I mean, Traveler's Inn, Linda Henry. Patrick Henry's ancestor. You know, he was a big revolutionary. Superhero in America.
I didn't know him.
He's in the Continental Congress. He said, give me liberty or give me death.
Patrick Henry?
Yeah.
Patrick Henry was the name of the high school where they sent all the bad kids at Stockbridge, where I went to school at.
Did they say give us liberty or give us death?
Well,
they wanted their
go to Patrick Henry
monitoring devices removed.
So if you were on lockdown, you had to go there, or if you were kicked out, when you got expelled from any Henry County school, you went to Patrick Henry.
Is Henry County named after Patrick Henry?
I I don't know that.
I have to Wikipedia that later.
On next week's episode, join in
Find
next
out
week.
if Henry County is named after Patrick Henry. Anyway, Linda Henry, the ancestor of Patrick.
Great.
Yeah. She was at the Travelers Inn and gave it a 1 out of 5. If I could have posted this without making a star, oh jeez. She did not inherit the intelligence.
Star trap.
Yep, she did
It's her
not.
first of the season.
I would give this horrible place 0 stars. Well, you can't. And Patrick Henry was way smarter than you, Linda. I'm so sorry.
It's virtually impossible to give it 0 stars because to give
it's not
0,
a review.
To give 0 is to give nothing.
Yeah, you got to give.
So you have nothing to give. So you can't give nothing.
So when you see
nothing.
1 stars for reviews, avoid it.
1 is the absolute worst rating you can give anything.
Yeah.
0 doesn't make it any worse. 0 makes you an idiot and discredits your review. So now everything you say after, I wish I could have given it 0 stars, doesn't count anymore.
Nope.
It just proves that you're an idiot. That's
Hey,
all
we
it does.
read that 3-star review a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, we knew that.
That guy it was one of the best reviews ever on telling you how crappy it was.
Yeah.
Well, she says it's the worst hotel she's ever gone to. The room was filthy, including blood stains on the bed sheets, bugs in the bed. Management took closet doors off and put a sofa bed in the closet to make this a suite. Yeah. Sounds like you should have read the reviews.
Sounds like a 1-star hotel, which is, again, the worst possible review you can give something.
And Brad read a review of something that'll protect you there last week.
Yeah. All you
Refer
need
to
is
episode 2.
the antibacterial sleeping cocoon. Or the condom sleeping bag.
She said it was so disgusting that my family and I would not stay there. Well, good. Management took our money before we saw the room.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Now I know why.
Every single hotel you stay in makes you pay before they give you a key.
They did not refund us even 1 cent.
Not even 1 cent.
It's because when they saw you gave them 0 stars, they were like, this lady's stupid.
How many times have you ever asked for a refund and they go, you know what? We're not going to refund your money, Mr. Farrow. But what we are going to do, we're going to go ahead and refund you 1 cent. Just 1. Just because we are in the business of caring. So when you write a review about us, you can say, he didn't refund my money, but he did give me 1 cent.
Did you know the equivalent to a Karen is Chad?
So you think this is Linda, this is Karen. This is Karen
Henry.
Karen Henry here.
Yeah.
Chad, really? I've never heard that.
Well, she said she wasn't even in the room for 20 minutes. It was the worst experience ever. Do not stay here. Well, we won't.
No?
We're driving through.
Yeah,
We're just getting gas.
we might stop and take a picture.
So, the next one sucks. Just like her. Karen, you suck. Let's go. I like this. This is titled, and it was in the Tucson Weekly, April 8, 2004. This is the kind of people I've noticed is in the West, Southwest.
Yeah.
And this is called Damn, It Feels Good to Be a Considerate Gangsta.
Is that like a country song? Damn, feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah. Well, that was
Or
Cal Huff sang that one, didn't he?
Cal Hoff.
Yeah.
So we went to
Quinn Huff.
We went to this marriage thing over the weekend. Me and my wife did, and they asked everybody in the group to tell a song for you and your wife. And everybody started naming songs off, and they got to me way too fast because I was trying to make up a song. So I'd already made up a song name. I was in the process of thinking of a band name when they got to me. So we just had to skip and go on. I didn't get to do it. I'd come up with a real song, but I told my wife, I said, I almost come up with a fake name. She said, that would have been so funny. See, I married a good one.
Remember that time when we worked for that weird dude?
Yes, and I have more to add to that story. So those fake things that were made up,
Yeah.
yeah, they were given to a new person
Oh, wow.
and told to go discover.
Who was the new person?
That took over.
That new guy?
Yeah. No.
Oh, the lady?
Yeah.
I wonder if I know Clayton. Clayton knew better because he was the one that took over some of my accounts.
This is like the most like
So we work for this
coded worded segment ever.
But we work for this moron.
Yeah.
And Brad and I were his new business top dogs, gurus.
I mean, we brought in the new business.
We always won awards every year for bringing in new business. But he would do a weekly meeting where you would have to tell him your prospects.
And it had to be different ones every week.
Every week.
You run out of names at some point.
So after what, 2 years of working for this clown?
Pretty much.
Did you have Dale Earnhardt heating and air? Or was that me?
NASCAR fans that we are,
Yeah,
we start rattling off Joe Gibbs Air. Hey, we run out of companies. You know, you can only do so much.
Eric Almirelia Mechanical.
We had fun though, man. That was when you do it. That was during like the first part of COVID, so it was like the 100th Zoom call of the day.
They wanted to make sure we were occupied.
I hated that. Like,
well, since we weren't out in the field, we're getting slammed with our customers anyway.
Yeah, there's not even, you can't name.
But management had nothing to do, so.
You can't come up with new company names.
Oh, we had Boyer Mechanical, remember?
Yeah, that was one of the
Clint
ones.
Boyer Mechanical.
That was the ones I heard they were looking for. I can't find this Boyer Mechanical anywhere.
You think
It's over by Joe Gibbs Air.
You think the moron said I'd fire that guy if he was still here?
Fire you? I'm sure he would fire you.
Well, he'd fire me.
Yeah, I think he would. He wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that good either.
All right. Let's feel good to be a gangster again.
Oh, yeah, the gangster. We work for much better people now.
Way better. Hey.
Common sense is a commodity.
I can tell you,
rare.
Yeah, but we work for cool people because, like, legit, our boss gave us a shout out at the meeting last week for the podcast. So, and we picked up a few new listeners that day. So, big thank you for that.
So, anyway, this dude, Randy, and this is in Flagstaff.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Randy jacked a car. Not a funny thing at gunpoint. The selection was thin or timing was bad because Randy chose a dude driving a bucket of bolts. After some barking, Randy then chose to hop in and leave the driving.
Is this a song?
His victim. It sounds like a song, doesn't it? Got anything good? Anything worth something? The victim said, not really. The terrified victim answered, I did put in a good stereo, though. Okay, Randy snapped. I'll take it. This is where the getting gets good. This could happen in Atlanta.
You think?
Yeah. The man pleaded to keep the car. He told Randy he needed it for his livelihood. He asked if Randy could just take the stereo. Randy said, okay, man, I'll drop you off here, take the car to my place, take out the stereo, and then bring it back. But don't you leave here. Sure, the victim answered. Randy drove the car to his place. He stripped the stereo and drove back to where he'd left his victim, who called 911. The police were in the welcoming party.
So
dumb criminals here take heart. There's always Damien Stoudemire. So that's the guy's name, I guess.
So Damien steals Randy's car, drives Randy's car to his house, takes the stereo out. Then Damien proceeds to drive Randy's car back to Randy, who is sitting with the cops.
Pulled out his cell phone, called the police. So, but Damien did it because he's a nice guy.
Damien's an idiot.
But he kept his promise.
Some of the criminals out here, man, are so dumb. Obviously, Damien's one of them, huh?
Yeah, let's see if we can look up Damien when we get through Flagstaff. We could just call him while we're driving through.
Damien.
Maybe we should shower at a truck stop in Flagstaff.
We have a stereo. We were wondering if you'd be interested in buying.
I don't have a stereo in my car.
Man,
I have a tube TV for the backup camera.
We can go to the junkyard and you do have a tube TV. We can go to the junkyard and get a stereo, like a radio, for like $5 and just take it to Damien.
Hey, I bought a GPS that goes in the OBD2 11.
So we're official now?
Yeah, so, and I'm not sure how many people can track us, but we can be tracked. We submit that to get in the record books.
Do you know who to submit it to?
Yeah, there's just an unofficial keeper of the records. So there are no official records. They're all unofficial.
The keeper of the keys?
Because supposedly this is illegal, but when your car is not capable of breaking the speed limit, is it illegal?
Exactly. It's not illegal to drive across country.
I saw that there's some in Texas and Oklahoma, 80-mile-an-hour speed limits.
Well, we're going to get pulled over if we're going too slow.
Maybe, because my GPS says we're doing 78 when it says we're doing 82.
We should get sails, like wind sails. Put them up when we need extra speed.
Think I should put an octane boost in? And it might blow the little 1.5 liter up. The battery won't handle the juice.
The computer will turn off.
The tube TV?
Yeah. It's already broke once on you.
But I saw a video on YouTube how to reset it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to need to reset that. Or we're using Waze just to tell us our speed.
Well, we can go to Waze. I mean, how are we? It's a process of clicking this, clicking that, opening and closing the door.
You know how fast you're going.
Can we do that at 78 miles an hour?
You know what we should do? We should disable the backup beep.
I've disabled it.
So it no longer beeps.
Yeah, because I was thinking it made the noise outside. And back when gas was like $6 a gallon, and my wife's car required 93 octane, she drove it a little, and she went in reverse, and I was like, that beep's only inside? I thought it was for working at a factory or something.
No, it's just you.
I know.
It's every time I talk to you on the phone, I'm like, Jamie's in reverse. Beep, beep.
You're like, where you at? I just left a customer.
Yeah, and I hear.
Brad's
beep,
like, I can
beep.
tell. Because of your beeping.
The phone conversation goes more like this. Hang on 1 second. I got to let my Bluetooth connect.
Well, there's
Dang it ain't connecting.
There's not a Bluetooth in the car. It's got to go to the earbud. Well, I've got the...
There you go. I hear you now. Okay, I got
the plug-in into the 3.5 millimeter that converts to Bluetooth.
That's the...
I lost it, though.
You lost the converter?
Yeah.
That was plugged in, right?
I don't know what we're going to listen to for 40 hours on the road.
Each other?
We're going to hate each other. We're not going to be able to talk.
We're going to make YouTube shorts just to get somebody else to talk to.
Will we be able to upload in West Texas?
Delirious.
Do you think we can upload in West Texas?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's a cell phone tower or two out there. We're on the main interroads.
I think I would be lucky if I get 4 hours of sleep on that ride.
4 and 40?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be juiced the whole time just because we did it.
It's going to be pretty cool. Honestly, I can't wait.
Unless we're uploading content from the desert, broken down.
We're not going to make the Clash after all. If any drivers are passing through...
Was it sold out last year? Can we buy them at the window?
I'm sure.
Do they have the weird thing that kind of annoys me because I budget for everything? Remember, I budgeted for the trip to Daytona 24 hours, brought cash and no one would take it?
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
That was right after COVID, though.
That meant I had to drive to the bank, deposit the money.
But it's still cashless.
Transfer it.
It's still cashless.
I know. So
all the racetracks
I'm taking my budget now and just
put it on a card.
I think I'll pay in advance, I guess. Get the miles.
Yeah, I guess. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
All right. Where else are we going?
That's it. We're done.
What about the Denny's at Flagstaff?
Oh, I hate Denny's.
There's no way I'd eat at Denny's. That's the nastiest place.
Don't they have the home run that's just like all the straplings off the grill that they burnt for a week?
I do Waffle House. That's probably my favorite.
Ooh, I did a hamburger at Waffle House. Big mistake.
Yeah, I do the All-Star at Waffle House.
After our meeting last week.
I know. We went to Waffle House Sunday.
I made it home just in time to explode like a hand grenade.
On the way home from Wind Shape in Rome, we hit up the Waffle House. What's it called? Wind Shape. It's a Chick-fil-A thing.
Sounds witchcrafty.
No, it's Chick-fil-A, not witchcraft.
Sure it's not Wiccan?
No, it's not.
I got just down the road from my house.
It was a good time.
The Rock, which is Chick-fil-A.
The Rock.
The Rock. You never been down to The Rock?
Dwayne Johnson?
No, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
It's like for kids.
Okay, he does kid movies.
No, you've never been. It's also a Chick-fil-A thing, like wind shaven.
Wind Shape.
Oh, wind shape?
Yeah, not wind shaver. Wind shaver.
It sounds like an academy that fights Harry Potter.
That's an Indian name. Wind shaver.
We're going to play Quidditch against Wind Shaven Academy.
Bear shaver. Bear shaver, squatting horse.
You know,
bumper dumper horse.
I think if someone made a video of them shaving a bear, I would buy that razor. Of course, they'd probably die.
It's like Jeremy's razors. Razors for men, because men need razors.
What was the one I bought that sucked?
I do a Dollar Shave Club.
No, I bought something.
Harry's.
Special kids needs.
What?
Harry's.
Harry's, yeah.
That was it. That sucked.
Yeah, Harry's is crap.
They talk about how awesome they were.
No.
It's good for one shave.
I've never heard any good. There's a new razor I've seen on Instagram. It's just one blade. And you like get a pack of blade, like double-sided blades. It's like a straight razor. Like the old school shaving. It would be like that. And you just change the blade out more often. I just don't know that I trust myself with an open blade like that. Like I can shave my whole head.
What about your balls? Open blade. One little twitch and
then you're no more.
You can work for the king, King Harry, though.
You're Caitlin.
No, it's not King Harry. He'll never be king. He's the one that wrote the book, Spare, isn't he?
Who?
King Harry.
Who's that?
Well, we don't have royalty in America. I don't know. The red-haired dude. Ginger.
Young kid?
From the kingdom.
What's he doing now?
He's with some
Is he
lady.
still alive?
He married some lady here in America. He's an American king.
Oh, you're talking about the
Harry Jet. What's their last names?
the Meghan Markle woman lady, right?
Yeah, what's the name of that? Wyndham?
No,
Harry Wyndham?
She was on that show Suits.
With Harry Styles?
No, it's a show, not a movie. I don't know who Harry Styles is, so if he was on it, then I don't know.
I think he's a British pop star.
Yeah, so it wasn't him. But you're talking about the actress who married the Queen's grandson or whatever, and he got chastised and
Harry
kicked out.
needs to endorse Harry.
And he wrote the book about how his brother was mean to him or something.
I thought all brothers are mean to.
Crocodile tears and alligator
They got in
cries.
a fight once. Oh, no. My brothers and I never got into fights, ever.
I was the only child.
Did you ever fight yourself?
beat the crap out of myself.
Well, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, it was practical.
Yeah.
I still can't get over it. That word doesn't even mean filled. Like, it doesn't. It makes no sense.
Isn't practicum like what they hand out to you in college?
Practicum, the definition is a course of study designed especially for the preparation of teachers and clinicians that involves the supervised practical application of previously studied theory. That definition makes absolute no sense to me.
So how does it get changed to field?
It's a study designed for teachers that involve supervised applications of studied theory.
So
nothing's real there.
Taken over the word. When I was in college, we called that thing at the beginning of the semester, because I had to show up at the first day of the semester to get the syllabus, so I knew when my paper was due and when the tests were, because I didn't go to class any other times. Is it now a practicum they hand out before class?
Maybe.
In a field? They take you out to a field to give you your practicum? I mean, maybe they give you your practicum at a practicum?
No, I think they only do that like.
Do they tell you to drop trowel before you get a practicum?
Practicum is a German word. It was the first known use was 1874. It wasn't for field. So an example is she got coaching experience through a 40-hour practicum with Parks Department.
Oh, so have I learned to work on my German cars through practicums?
Practicum.
Oh, practicum.
Practicum.
Why is Siri British?
Because I never said
Is that the
way.
Queen?
No, I set my Siri up.
Is that Harry's
So yours
mommy?
isn't British? I just like the British accent.
I have the Siri lady from Atlanta.
I want a French accent. You have Dale Jr. on Waze. Hey, damn it, turn around.
Damn, you got here.
I told you, turn around, damn it.
What took so long?
He's always mad. You notice that?
I tried to take him off. I took him off, I thought, and today driving here, because
I'm throwing that 1998
I just put it on there.
Jamie still has the original iPhone. It has a button.
No, it's not original. It's a 8.
1998 iPhone. Plus, it doesn't count when you write it on there yourself,
I think
Jamie.
in 1998 I had a flip phone. I don't think we had iPhones.
I don't think I had a cell phone.
I think they came out in 2008. Was that when they first came out?
I used to have, did you have a Nokia? Where you changed the faceplate?
I had a Razor, Motorola Razor.
My dad had a Razor.
I thought it was badass. Flicking that thing out like a switchblade.
The bat phone's what we used to call my dad's.
Maybe we should have a segment on the history of iPhones next week. Because there's no races.
They're not that old.
Seems like it's been forever.
Well, they grew so much.
I think we went on vacation in New York City when my kids were little when it first came out because we saw these lines. And my wife is very savvy when it comes to technology.
Oh, so she had the first iPhone?
Yeah, I was like the dumb idiot. I was like, whoa, what are they doing over there?
I got a BlackBerry.
She's like, today's when they... I did have a BlackBerry.
I did too.
She said...
You had the BlackBerry with the keyboard or the touchscreen?
I had the keyboard. I love that thing.
The blue one?
Yeah.
I can type so fast.
The iPhone's coming out. Wasn't the first iPhone a 4?
I don't remember.
I'll look it up. We'll do a 3-minute segment. I think Nazi Germany had something to do with it.
We'll ramble about the iPhone next week somehow. We ramble a lot.
Weird sex happening during the iPhone.
So next week's segment is going to be about the iPhone, the Nazis, and sex.
I think it's all intertwined.
Sexualized Nazis with the iPhone?
See, yes. Because the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, I think he was Iranian, but adopted. And Iranian.
But he didn't know his birth parents.
I'm now mixing up the biopic of him and Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is how I'm coming to my conclusion. But Iran was where Aryans, that's where they're from. And then Hitler said they were Aryans, so he kind of stole it from the Iranians. But they're really not Aryans. They're barbarians.
But wasn't his mother a mermaid who lived under the sea?
Yes.
And there was a talking crab?
Yes.
And the beast had a piano that also talked?
And she was a princess. Which ties it into the current situation with Princess Harry.
Who stayed at a Wyndham that had a prostitute and some crackhead residue left over from Hunter.
Was that a Wyndham where we had the ghost walk out? I don't remember.
I think it was.
Was that a Bristol thing again? Just like the inbred hillbilly throwing coins up in the air naked with his boots on? The inbred,
the moon-eyed hillbilly inbred with his boots on was a one-eyed Willie.
That was a no-name generic hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like Motel 1.
Yeah, that was started in 1912.
Ghost was when we did the Northeast. What's that?
Was it Long Pond?
Dover?
Or was it
New Hampshire?
Pocono?
I think it was New Hampshire.
Well, maybe we'll find it again for this season. Year. Yeah, I would think if you saw a ghost once, seen it again. Didn't I say on here I saw a fog turn to the form of a woman?
Yeah.
That's weird.
When I was talking about the orb after my grandmother died, Janet said her dad was throwing snowballs at him at his gravesite one time.
I need to take a picture of that cemetery.
Were the snowballs?
Yeah.
Where at?
I think if I did it at night.
Oh, the one you saw the ghost in?
I did it at night. We'd see orbs.
Maybe. You should try it.
Well, that'd scare the crap out of me.
I'm not trying it.
Well, it'd be a funny video, I guess. A cricket could fart and I would just shit myself.
Calculated risk. At our age, we take calculated risks. Like, we watched that movie where the volcano erupted when the people were on tour. Were touring the volcano in New Zealand. They were on the volcano when it erupted.
That would suck.
Like, calculated risks tells me now at 38, maybe going on an active volcano is not a good idea. But me at 20, yeah, I'd have done it. You could have said it might erupt today. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Aren't you going to want to look over the edge?
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
I'd probably die. I'm so OCD, I would have to see it. Maybe I'd crawl on my belly and look
There's
over.
Safe viewing areas.
There's a glass thing somewhere. You can walk on glass over.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. That's a calculated risk. That glass isn't breaking.
What if I jump
If I fall through, that's a national park. My wife can sue the government. Right?
No, I think it's on an Indian reservation.
So she's going to have to sue.
They're their own country.
Yeah,
they're an independent nation.
they're not going to help us. So.
No, you're not getting no casino money, dude.
Nope.
Nope.
White men fall through glass.
All right.
He's dead. All right, that's all I got. What you got? Anything else?
No, just thanks for listening. Subscribe. Hit the like button.
Yeah.
But there's no like button on a podcast, is there?
There is on their YouTube, though.
Oh.
So thanks everyone who listens, watches, shares the show on social media, shares it with your friends. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and check out our videos. Make sure you check us out on Spotify and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast and leave us a review. Send us a DM or email us at racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com and we'll read it or answer your questions on the show. And make sure to check out our merch store. You can find it at racecarbackwards.com or racecarbackwards.threadless.com.
Yeah, Brad set that up and we've already sold some stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Janet. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Janet.
So thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
You just listened to Race Car spelled backwards. For that, we thank you.